Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this quantum activation where you will be aligning fully, integrating fully with a new, higher desired timeline or reality. If you go through this process, when you open your eyes at the end, you will be in a new reality. And I will give you guidance at the end of the session of how to continue to stay in that reality. Below in the description, I will timestamp where the meditation and activation begins, but I do want to give a brief introduction and just some messages that want to come through before we get into the session. When we talk about timelines, when you're in a certain energetic state or timeline, you are only able to experience components of that state of reality. So if you are in the energetic state of lack, then you will not be able to experience abundance. But you move into the energetic state of abundance, you can do it as simply as intending, right? It doesn't have to be a process. You move into abundance, and that's where you are able to access the abundance that's then available on that timeline, right? So whenever we have intentions, or maybe we don't have specific intentions, but we're just ready for where our soul is taking us next, then we move into a higher frequency timeline where you will have experiences that are only available on that timeline, meet people who are only available on that timeline. And also things from the other timeline just will not exist anymore. So maybe certain components of your reality, aspects of relationships, certain people that were not in alignment, and you'll know if these people weren't in alignment. And this isn't anything scary where somebody you love dearly is going to leave your life because you ascended to a new timeline. These are just situations, energies, relationships that are not an energetic match with where your heart is calling you. You will find that those fall away, and sometimes it's like they never even existed because you're in a new reality. 2023 was the year of timelines. I did not know that. At the end of 2022, I put out the 7-day timeline jump challenge. Just got the download, put it out. And then all throughout 2023, so much about timelines was coming through me as a channel, but I saw it everywhere. All these different channels were tapping into the same energy. So as individuals, for this past year, we have been shifting timelines, whether we've been realizing it or not. And collectively, we have been shifting into a much higher timeline. So just like on our individual journeys, the Earth, our conscious collective, also has many different timelines. As we all ascend to higher timelines, to ones that are more in alignment of a higher vibration, of fulfillment, of abundance, of, tapping into the I am, the source of it all, as we ascend to those timelines, we then bring Earth into a higher timeline, just naturally by doing that. And so the energy that I got right now is, it's like we kind of moved into 2024, and this is timeless. This is timeless. So whenever you are listening to it, this message is meant for you. But I'll speak to when I'm actually recording this session, which is in February of 2024. The beginning of 2024, it's like we went to a bus station, and we have been sitting at the bus station getting prepared to hop on this bus, this opportunity that takes us to this next reality, this next timeline. And the bus is coming. And so just the energy is ripe to ascend right here and right now. However, you don't have to. Not everybody is going to get on this bus. Some people woke up late and they had to catch the next bus. Some people don't want to catch this bus, and so they'll sit at the bus stop a little longer until they feel ready to hop on the bus, if that makes sense. But this metaphor is coming through to tell you that the bus is here, the train's here, it's arriving at the stop. If you want to get on it, then the energy is here for you. The opportunity is here for you. And so this session today, I will guide you through actually integrating this new timeline. And so I would invite you to let go of trying to analyze it, trying to figure it out, and keep it very, very simple. Whatever your heart desires, whatever vision or intentions you have for yourself, that is the timeline that you're moving into. If you do not have specific intentions, but you would still like to ascend to whatever is next, then you surrender and allow yourself to get energetically upgraded to this next higher frequency timeline that you are ready for, right? So it can be very intentional where this is my vision and I'm choosing to be on this timeline now. Or it can be more in a state of surrender of, you know what? Wherever my higher self wants to take me, then I allow it. It can be both, right? You can have specific intentions and also leave it open to things that you haven't even thought of. Because that's another thing. Once you get into another state of reality, you get ideas, insights, understandings, healing abilities. These are given to you once you align with this timeline where they're already available, right? There's no right or wrong way to go about the session. Honor yourself. However you feel in this moment, whatever you are ready for in this moment is perfect. And it is exactly what your soul wants to experience through you. Okay. So before we get into our session, again, I want to remind you to keep it simple. You are going to be taking yourself to this space of being on this timeline already, and energetically, we will be integrating it and grounding it in. Very often, we switch in and out of timelines, and that's another energy that I really felt since the end of last year to the beginning, up until this point, really, where it's like you've crossed into that higher timeline, but then there's aspects that pull you back. And then you go into the higher timeline, and then there's aspects that pull you back. It's kind of like if you were getting dressed and you really wanted to wear a new shirt, but then you kept taking it off and put on the old shirt. Then take that off, put on the new shirt, take it off, put on the, right? You're going to be in that closet switching between the two shirts, one where you feel really good, one that doesn't feel aligned anymore. You're going to be in that space until you finally say, you know what? I'm wearing this new shirt. I'm leaving the house. I'm going about my day, right? So that's what this session's going to give you. If you follow me, you know I love Neville Goddard. You know I love the Barbados story. And after this, then we'll start the session, okay? I just really want to do the energetic prep to get us all ready for it. So the Barbados story, Abdullah, Neville's teacher, when Neville was when he was wanting to go to Barbados, Abdullah said, you are in Barbados and you got there first class, meaning take yourself already to the state, to the timeline where it's done, not where you're manifesting it, not where you're longing for it, but take yourself to the state where you're on this timeline. You're experiencing it right now. And then he said, and you got there first class, and you can say, okay, I am on my highest timeline now, whatever that means. Let's just say I'm in my dream house now, right? In my dream house right now. And the way it unfolded was so ideal, harmonious, quicker than I imagined, better than I imagined, right? Because we can also dictate the unfoldment. If we believe that it will happen with a lot of delays and chaos and convolution, then that's how it will happen. But if we say, I'm on my highest timeline, it happened quickly, ideally, harmoniously, then that's how it will happen. And then you surrender, because the rest is up to the divine intelligence that knows exactly what to do. Okay, so let's get started with the session. This is something I would invite you to listen to daily or even multiple times a day to continue to ground in this new state. So let's begin by just taking a couple of deep, centering, relaxing breaths. If you are new to my videos, I'm an energy healer and a channel. During this session, I'm going to be channeling the energy that you need to ground in your highest timeline, to be on it. And so if you are open and receptive to receive this energy activation, just say yes. Continue to breathe. Bringing yourself into this now moment. And before we ground in and integrate the new timeline, I invite you to reflect upon the state that you have been in. In its totality. So maybe you have been experiencing some abundance and some lack, some victories and some disappointments. If you were to sum up this timeline that you've been on, how would you describe it? And let's use the visual of being at a bus stop. You're at a bus stop and you see, or a train station, whatever feels better for you. But you see that bus or that train of your new timeline. It's arriving, you hear it, you see it. And you're sitting at the bus stop and you look down and you realize you just have a ton of baggage, a ton of luggage with you. At first, you thought that you needed to take all this with you, but now you're realizing that you don't. Now, whatever you leave at this train station or bus stop, that baggage will stay in this old timeline and it will be transmuted as soon as you enter the new. So what are you leaving behind? What are you not taking with you? And some you might be ready, and some it might feel bittersweet. Like it's time to move on, maybe from a location, but you still have love for that. And your train or your bus has arrived, and so you put down the luggage that you're not taking with you. You let go of anything that you know is just not aligned anymore. Let it go with love. And the doors open. And this is symbolic of you taking a quantum leap. It is your choice. It is your decision. But if you are ready to ascend to that next higher timeline, walk through the doors. And you take a seat that is glowing, that is just made for you. The perfect energy signature for your highest timeline. And you sit down. And this is where you make another choice of what this timeline is for you. So I invite you to do a couple different things, whatever feels best for you. As you are sitting in the seat, you can declare your intentions. You can visualize your wish fulfilled. Or you can simply say, I surrender. Higher self, take me to this next highest timeline. I'm ready. You can do all of the above. This ride is now complete. It was so quick, so easy, so effortless. Your ideal first class bus or train ticket to your highest timeline. And so the doors open and you step out. And if you are in just a place of complete surrender, then walk into this highest timeline, surrender, and allow yourself to experience whatever comes up for you. If you are consciously choosing your reality, what you're manifesting, and as you exit onto your highest timeline, take yourself to the perfect visualization of your wish fulfilled. You are not visualizing this from the other timeline. You are experiencing it right now. You are here now. You are that person right now. Sink deeper and deeper into this. This is how we ground it in. We're not looking from afar. We are in it. You are in this timeline now. If you are visualizing, keep visualizing from the space that this is real. If you are surrendering, continue to sink deeper into the energetics of this timeline. And I'll be silent for a couple of minutes and let you do this. And as you are in this state, we are integrating the energy signature, the frequency of this timeline into your consciousness. Your consciousness is one with all consciousness. You will now experience the reflections of this new timeline. Things will appear to mold and shift and change, all ideally, all harmoniously. Continue to sink into the knowing this is where you are. You are here now. And knowing that you are here now, we let go of control. You're not letting go of your vision or intentions, but you're letting go of the unfoldment of it because you know the unfoldment is ideal. You know that you were on your new timeline and you got here ideally. And so we open up to flow, to allow the divine unfoldment. You are here now, continuing to integrate this within all aspects of you, of your being, your consciousness, your energy, allowing yourself to acclimate to this new timeline. Letting go of any and all resistance so that the unfoldment is quick and ideal in the energy of flow, releasing any residual resistance. You are here now, open, ready to receive. Whatever this timeline has to offer you. This is your new state of reality. Sink into the knowing of this. You don't have to feel any type of way. You don't have to feel elated or high vibrational. You don't have to feel anything. But know, sink into the knowing, the feeling of the knowing. You are here. Aligning your thoughts, beliefs, assumptions to this. Your actions, what appears to be reality. Others, all ideally, harmoniously aligned. Because this timeline always existed in its complete totality. And all you did was enter it. Now you get to experience it. I'm now grounding this into you. Let go of any and all mental effort. Just be here in stillness. You don't have to try to be on this timeline because you are. You are just here. So don't let your mind tell you anything other than that, essentially. You are here. Grounding this in, integrating it into your being, into your body, sending the energetics down into the core of Mother Earth, connecting to her crystalline grid. Naturally, as every single one of us has done this, we ascend her to her next highest timeline. So as you move forth from this session, do whatever you need to do to remind yourself that this is the timeline that you're on. And quicker than we may even believe, things will begin to shift. So if you see reflections of that old timeline, they don't mean anything because you're still on the new timeline and everything must align to the new timeline. The number one thing that trips people up is they pay attention to the reflections of the old and unconsciously jump back to that timeline. The example I gave in the beginning of switching between two shirts and you end up just being in your closet for an hour. So whatever reflections you see of the old, that's all they are, but you're on the new. And when we allow ourselves to just walk forth and know that we're in the new without worrying about the time or any, the unfoldment, then we free ourselves from resistance, and the universe works quickly when we don't resist it. So as you move forth from this session, do what you need to do to stay in the new, whether it is the simple affirmation, I am here now, whether you listen to this session multiple times a day, whether you throughout the day just close your eyes and bring yourself back to a quick visual of this. It's up to you. Or whether you just completely let go and walk forth in the knowing you're in the new. Absolutely, however you choose to do it is perfect. So we're clearing out your energetic field, calling in the white flame of purification, purifying any and all energy that you may have released. Disconnecting from this session, so be it, and so it is. Let's take a moment to give gratitude and thanks for the energetic assistance today. Okay, wonderful. So thank you for tuning into this. I'm going to link below the 7-day timeline jump challenge. I think I'll put a discount too. for anybody who is interested in that. I know a lot of people purchased it when I put it out a year ago. So if you haven't done it since then and it feels aligned, you might want to do that 7 days again, because I will guarantee you're in a totally different energetic space. So that's just an invitation. Okay, so I'm sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you later.